Every day, the number of cars on our roads keep increasing. Look around me, and this is a traffic grid. It shows how a lot of Ghanaians are buying cars when then looking for good roads to use these cars on. Welcome to another edition of the Voters Diary. Today, we're still with the issue on roads, but we're moving to the Volta region to look at the situation of roads over there. Let's go to the Volta region.
The Eastern Corridor Road has become famous not only for its near and motorable nature, but also for the many demonstrations witnessed over the past few years over failed promises to fix it. Apart from the Asekuma to Peki stretch of the road, which is in a fairly good state, the rest of the Eastern Corridor Road could best be described as unmotorable. With the resumption of work by a construction firm Rolida on the Hohwe to Jasikan stretch, drivers along the stretch told us they were happy with the resumption of work as they were spending less time traveling the route. The resident engineer Paul Bote from the Ghana Highway Authority in charge of the Jasikan Hohwe stretch told us work was progressing despite insufficient payment from government at the time of our first visit to the road.
This is Hohwe Jasikan road project being undertaken by Rolida. It is 30 kilometers and work is progressing. Now the contractor has moved to site and is working. So far, 2 kilometers of the primary seal have been sealed. It's been resealed, and then first seal, and then the other sections which are not motorable, we've made 15 kilometers out of the 25 kilometers motorable. Contractor has been paid some amount which is not substantial, but he's still on site and working. So if money is made available, the contractor will continue working.
The Volta Regional Director for the Ghana Highway Authority told us the nature of work being done was one of good quality and assured us the road will be giving a surface dress.
We've done sub-base up to a stage. We expect them to do the base and then finally seal. Where they've sealed already, they are now doing the second seal. The first seal. The primary seal, and they are doing the first seal.
So the road will be asphalted when it's completed?
No, the surface dress. Yes, surface dress.
The project manager, Anthony Lanson, acknowledged that the lack of a consistent flow of funds had been the major challenge they faced. He, however, assured us that with consistent funding, Rolida will work to complete the road by December 15, 2020.
Yes, this has been the major problem, flow of funds. If we have the funds coming, the job will flow. Actually, I have to point this out that the Vice President did a lot of work to get us back on site working. He had to get a committee to bring everybody together to find out why the Eastern Corridor Road was not moving. And he was instrumental in letting us get some funds to pay for our debts for our diesel and this that was outstanding, even the rent for this place to pay us so that we can come back and work.
On our second visit to the road today, however, the story had changed. No contractors were seen on site and 2 accidents had already occurred with deaths recorded. The drivers could not hide their frustrations. You drive along this stretch every day?
Please, yes.
Tell me what challenge you have on the road now?
Oh, now the road is very bad. As you can see, the dust. So if it's like a car is coming like this, another one is coming, you cannot see the other cars. So that is the problem we are facing because the road is not good at all. Even we are having accident on the road, even the reacts you can see our left-hand side. There's one car over there having accident over there. Even the one person died within the accident. Yeah.
When did the contractors leave site? The other time you came, we saw them on site grading the roads nicely. What happened?
We don't know. They just take their instrument and everything away. They say they are not paying them again, so they cannot do anything about the road again. So they left.
They said they were not paying them.
They are not paying them. That is what we hear about them. Yes.
If a car should even pass now, we can have to hold this interview for it to pass before we can even move on. It is not that the contractors are working. They are actually not working. They came to create a death trap. My brother, as you can see, there's just been an accident you witnessed, and there was loss of life. The day before today, yesterday, there was an accident just about 2 kilometers from here. So we are pleading with the government to come back on the road. They are really not on the road. Nothing is going on. What is happening here is that every blessed day there's an accident and there are loss of life. They can come back and check.
But not long ago, I mean, we saw that they were on this, especially this stretch of the road, trying to fix the major holes that were created on the road. When did they leave?
They actually came to fill the major holes and then graded the road from Jasikai, from Bori to Central Kofi. That is what they did, and that is what is causing the accidents, because there are no rains and the road is very dusty. You can see. If a car should pass, you cannot even see the next car coming or whatever, and that has caused the accident. And that is what is letting people die. So what they did was a death trap.
How often do you get onto the main road?
Oh, actually, I may say every day.
Every day?
Because
Okada rider?
Yeah.
How do you go through the dust as an Okada rider?
Oh, the dust actually from Jasikan to Hohoi right now, I have to wash down my body before getting to the town, which is very bad. And because of that, I have to speed up, and then no car should meet me on the way so that I will not be dirty. Yeah.
The road is very bad. We have this dust. Because of that, we can drive comfortably. And passengers are complaining all the time. And if cars see that you are coming, they'll be speeding up. If you don't take care, you'll get accident. Yeah. So we please the government to come and help us to quota the road for us.
To be frank with you, I would say now it's better. But before the Christmas time, it's not easy at all. Even everybody have diverted the road to pass through Ayoma side. Till 2 months to the time, then some people came. The old contractors come back to the road, that they are coming to do the work. We thought we are in harmony. But what we have done is that just a small thing they have done. Since then, too, so many accidents because of the ramps and the dust. I left about 3 weeks now to Accra. When I come back, the same thing. Before I met you people on the way now. So to be frank with you, let's let the government know something about what is going on. If not so, we are going to lose our life. Or I'm still at Judge Kanye.
Their plea? Obvious. They want government to expedite work on the road. Their fear is that the rainy season will be worse if the road is left in its current condition. Young boys on other parts of the stretch have begun filling up potholes for a living. Why do you come to fill the road?
Okay, as for we here, the road is not good, all right. But there's nothing to do apart from doing this for our daily bread. Yeah.
Also, you do it for daily bread as well?
Yeah.
So on the average, how much do you earn from this?
Okay, it depends. Not all the time you get the normal as we get, but sometimes.
So on the day you earn high, how much?
Okay, sometimes all of us, we could make sometimes 90 cedis, 100 cedis, 120, 140. Yeah.
So on a day that you don't make at all, how much do you make?
Okay, sometimes we could even make 30 cedis, 36 cedis, 33 cedis. Yeah.
How often do you do this?
Oh, yeah, I would say it has keep. Yeah, and almost every week we comes. Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 23.
So it's the hope of the people who live within Hohoi and along the stretch between Hohoi and Jasikai that this road will be completed in December 2020 as has been promised them. They are pleading with government to make sure the contractors come back to site to curb the challenge with the dust, and which they foresee that will become a major challenge when it starts raining. Reporting for Certain News, I'm Benjamin Aklama. With the University of Health and Allied Sciences becoming a COVID-19 testing center for hospitals in the Volta and Ote regions as well as parts of the eastern region, the bad nature of roads leading to the university has been exposed. It is common to see vehicles braking often after maneuvering the many gullies that have destroyed roads leading to Volta's premier public university. Some of these drivers who bring COVID-19 samples to the university shared their frustrations with City News.
Sometimes the carry out the bus will open by itself because of the road. Yeah.
Coming here, I feel it's difficult. Yeah, to climb the hill, and then the road too is not good. So that's the experience that I especially from the road coming down to the U-House. The car is not moving well. And then samples, you have to hold it. Yes, you have to hold it.
The 17.3-kilometer stretch of road within and around the University of Health and Allied Sciences was awarded to a contractor in 2012 and was expected to be completed by 2014. 8 years on, the roads are still a nightmare to students and faculty of the university. Vice-Chancellor of the university, Professor John Japon, could not hide his frustrations.
The current state of our roads, it's very terrible. I wonder whether there is any university in the whole wide world with such roads. We have in all about 17.3 kilometers of internal road, which was awarded in 2012, which should have been completed by 2014. The contract was given for about 18 months, and there has been very little progress. And this has spanned over a period of about 8 years now. All attempts to get the road fixed has not yielded the expected results. The roads minister, the current roads minister, has promised that he's going to intervene. Indeed, 2 years ago when we were visited by His Excellency the President, he directed that this should be a priority.
Due to the bad nature of the roads, transport companies engaged to ferry students resident in the whole township to the school campus daily are unwilling to ply the route.
We have an arrangement with the some public transport systems, particularly the Metro Mass Transit, and they have complained severally that they would not want to drive our students on these roads any longer. Faculty are always complaining, our research staff are always complaining, and even for those of us who have the privilege of using four-wheel drives, it's just not possible to traverse certain portions of the road, especially when it rains, and this is affecting teaching and our service delivery. In the last couple of weeks, we've been asked to be testing for COVID-19, and all the drivers from Volta and OT are complaining when they get into Ho and they have to get onto our campus to deliver the samples.
As if that was not enough, the university also risks losing out on Chinese aid, which should build a phase 2 of the university. According to Dr. William Vidoga, who is the Works and Physical Development Officer of the university, the construction of access roads to the university is a prerequisite to the construction of the second phase of the university.
One of the preconditions for the China Aid Phase 2 project, which is the construction of the central administration for the university and the School of Nursing and Midwifery, is the construction of access roads. And this is the access to those sites as we see it now. And as you can see, it's yet to be done. And that can affect the start of the Phase 2 project. So there's supposed to be a road here with drainage on both sides. Yes.
When City News contacted the Volta Regional Minister, Dr. Archibald Yaolecha, he explained that plans are underway to work on at least 5 kilometers of UHAS roads.
That begins from the UHAS roundabout, UHAS junction, through UHAS to Mira.
day. I'm gonna make most of it. It's a beautiful day, a day to share with you. You make my world go round, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's really got me saying, nice girl brings home happiness.
NASCO, bring home happiness.
Now, the power is in your hands. To vote for your favorite contestant, dial the short code *447*973# and follow the prompts to vote for your contestant. Remember, voting starts from Saturday 7 p.m. to Thursday 5 p.m.
So yeah, welcome back to the Voters Diary. My name is Vivian Kai Lokko. Thank you so much for joining us today. Like I said earlier, we are on the voter rolls in the Volta region, looking at the situation with their rolls. And as usual, I'm doing today's discussion with two gentlemen. Godfred Akoto Wafo, he heads our current affairs division here at City FM and City TV. Godfred, welcome.
Thank you very much, Vivian.
And then I have Kojo Akoto Boatin, also heads our new media team here at City FM and City TV. Kojo, welcome.
Thank you, Vivian.
Okay, so you can send us a message. If you live in the Volta region, let us know the situation of the roads there. The hashtag is Voters Diary. Send us via Twitter or Facebook, Voters Diary, or you can send us a message via WhatsApp on the phone lines that are currently on your screen. So guys, you saw two roads, two reports from our correspondent Benjamin Aklama, giving us an idea of two roads. The Eastern Corridor is so popular when it comes to road matters in this country. Everybody knows about the Eastern Corridor matter. Yeah. But Godfrey, before I bring you in, I'm going to let Kojo take us to the Eastern Corridor using that history, the Google thing, Yesterday he showed me.
Today, well, that's not just let Kojo display.
Yesterday he showed us the Upper West region with the Sini. Do you know Sini?
Yeah. So you want to see something small.
I want to see something small. Kojo, take us there. Let's see. We're giving them an idea, but give us on the map as well.
Okay, so when you look at the road network in Ghana, you have the Eastern Corridor, you have the Central Corridor, you have the Western Corridor. So the Central Corridor practically is Accra, Nsawam, Nkoko bypass, Konongo, Kumasi.
Okay.
The Eastern Corridor, if you take Tema, Esuchari Junction to Adome, then you hit the Japan area.
Okay.
Esukuma Junction. It can take you all the way to Yendi.
Yeah, to Kulungungu.
Can take you all the way to Yendi. So that's really the Eastern Corridor road.
Okay.
And it's been one of the roads that has had a lot of issues. If you look at the three roads I mentioned, Eastern, Central, Western, the Central Corridor seemed to have had a lot of work over the years.
Okay.
And now the big conversation about the Central Corridor really is about the dualization of the Kumasi-Accra road. Western Corridor still has issues.
Okay.
With the construction of the Fufusu-Sola road, portions of the Western Corridor road up north saw some work done on it. But the Eastern Corridor of the three seems to have a lot of the issues, and it's been in almost every manifesto and almost every budget. So let's show you how the Eastern Corridor is and take viewers through the journey from down south to the Eastern Corridor road. Then we'll start from the Esuchari area if they'll put the map up on the screen.
Okay, so we'll have the map up in a bit. So we have it now, yeah.
Okay, so we go to the Esuchari area. This is what you see. What you see on the screen right now is Esuchari, right? Now, if you go forward from Esuchari, you're going to have to go and cross the Adome Bridge, right? So we are moving from Esuchari. This is Pong, right? Then from Pong, we go to Japan. So that's the Japan Township. So these are routes that are on that particular stretch.
Okay.
Then we'll fast forward to Pando, which is also on the Eastern Corridor road, right?
Okay.
Now this is Pando. And then from Pando, we'll go all the way up north to Hohoe.
Okay.
Now the thing is that the Hohoe town roads have been done. Between Pando and Hohoe, you are going to see a lot of good road. Those roads are
Yesterday
great.
you told me when I see the brown, it means it's not tarred.
Yes.
What you showed me so far are all brown. So can you zoom in into the Hohoe you are talking about that they have good roads?
Let's go through the whole journey, then we'll
one
do
by one.
the specific town. So from Hohoe, the Eastern Corridor road will take you to the Jasikan area.
Okay.
Right? And then from Jasikan, you'll go up north, further up north. Dodo Peposi Road, remember you've heard that road a lot of times.
Okay.
And then from Dodo Peposi Road, we'll hit the Nkwanta Road.
Okay.
Then from Nkwanta, you go a bit further again. It can take you all the way to Bimbila.
Okay.
Yes.
On the Eastern Corridor stretch?
Yes. And from Bimbila, you can go to Yendi.
Okay.
And then from Yendi, you can travel further up north. So really, the Eastern Corridor road we've been talking about, this is how it can connect the south, which is Accra Tema, through the Adome area, the Atimpoku area, through the Eastern Corridor all the way to the north. So from the north, you can continue to Burkina Faso. So it's a very, very important road for the people of Ghana and the economy of Ghana. So basically, that is the Eastern Corridor road. Now, different portions have been given to different contractors. Different lots have been given to different contractors. And over the years, because of financial challenges, we've not seen work progressing as fast as it's supposed to progress on the Eastern Corridor Road, and it's been an issue that people in the Volta region have been complaining about a lot.
Okay.
Everybody in the Volta region, if you talk about roads, one of the first roads they'll mention to you is the Eastern Corridor Road.
Okay.
Now, the Dodo-Pepesu Road, if you remember, there were different lots that were given out for construction.
Okay.
So you see this portion has seen a bit of work, so the road actually is black, meaning that some work has been done in that particular area. But there are several portions on the Eastern Corridor that has not seen any proper work so far, and that are brown, which are very bad. If you are taking your car to the road, you have to also find a budget to deal with your car when you return from the trip. So this is the Hohoe Township. I want to zoom in and show you a bit of how the town is, and also show you how areas outside Hohoe have also not seen a lot of development. So you get to Hohoe, and Hohoe is great. All the roads have been tarred, and I always say that they've been given the East Legon treatment, right? Now, before Hohoe,
and there's still work ongoing.
There's still work ongoing. It's a place I went to recently, and I saw the vehicles on the roads busily fixing the roads in the Hohoe Township.
Okay.
So as you can see, Vivian, you can see a lot of black patches in Hohoe.
Yeah.
This gives you a satellite image of the general overview of the roads in Hohoe. Some of the streets are still being done, but as you can see, a lot of the streets are actually black. They've been asphalted. There are places where traffic lights have been fixed, and there are places where they are going to do the street marking. Now, from Hohoe to Biwegbe, you start seeing some brown patches, right?
Yeah.
Hohoe down to Biwegbe, the road is really terrible. It's still under construction, sort of, but the roads are not that good. So that's really the situation to do with the Eastern Corridor. If you take the Sikuma Junction and you're going up, you drive on a great patch, which is beautiful. It's asphalt with a few potholes here and there.
Okay.
But as you get deeper into the Eastern Corridor, you get to the mountain passes, and you see that the road is not that good. When you get to the Amfoega area, the road is good. Then you get to the Pando area, the road is great. The towns and the areas around Pando, great. But there are lots of portions or the lots within the Eastern Corridor that the road is not that great. So this is an overview of the Volta region and how
So
their road
generally,
systems
what
are.
would you say the conditions of the road in percentage? What would you give the Volta region? Can you give me? Yesterday you gave me Upper West.
From the videos we saw, from Aklama, as to how the Eastern the Volta region is and the Eastern Corridor is, I don't have to be the one to mark the Volta region roads. If you are using the main road down south, which is the N1, Accra Temaflao, it's great.
Okay.
It's a road in a good condition.
Okay.
But if you start going up to the north of the Volta, it's not that great. The Keta areas, the roads are not that bad. I've used the Keta areas extensively.
But what you can also say is that it's a part of the country where there seems to be a lot of governmental attention to the roads. Okay, it's playing catch up because, as Kojo described, if you look at the three corridors, it's the one that needs a lot of work. And if you pay attention to government budgets, you would realize that yes, a lot of them get mentions. And controversially, in November when the finance minister read the budget, he omitted Volta region routes, and he had to come back
and say, "Oh,
and mention." But if you look at the outlay for roads in terms of budget-wise, there's a significant amount of work ongoing. Kojo has mentioned the roads, the critical ones that have been listed for the region, for instance, for this year, under the year of roads. The Esikuma Have road, which is 45 kilometers, the Have Hohoe Jasikan road, which is currently being worked on. And that particular road, later we will talk about, because work has started on certain parts of it. They are fixing about 32 kilometers of it before they start moving on. So there's work happening on that one. Then there's the Hojoje Denu road, which is 99 kilometers. And then under that as well, these are the three critical road projects for the year. Then under that, we have the dualization of the whole main roads, the construction of the whole bypass, the replacement, you have the Dufo Adidome Esikuma Junction Road, and then there is also work happening, just some upgrading of roads And there's one road that caught my attention, which is the upgrading of the K2 South area roads. So they're upgrading Akachi Town roads, they're upgrading K2 North area roads, they're upgrading selected roads in Kwando municipality. But the K2 South area roads, because K2 South is Aflao area, and there's about a 4 or 5 kilometer stretch of road that takes you to the border. It's nicknamed the Komla Dumo Road. Yes. And since Liman, everybody has promised to fix that road. Till date, if it is tomorrow, it will be fixed. We don't know. But it falls under one of the projects that they have put there. And it's a road that has created a lot of this confusion in the area. People talk about that road a lot. So in the Volta region, it looks like a lot of work happening there. But financing, again, seems to be a problem. With getting through the work.
Okay, so let's go to the region again and now speak to our man on the ground who can give us a good picture of what really has been happening in the Volta region in terms of road infrastructure. Benjamin Aklama is our Volta regional correspondent. Benjamin, if you can hear me, welcome to the Volta's Diary.
Good afternoon, Vivian, and thank you for welcoming me.
Okay, thank you for joining us. So, first of all, paint a picture of the road network in the Volta region. What's it like?
Well, I must mention that Kojo and Godfred have done pretty much a very good job in giving you a picture of how the region looks in terms of roads. The other time on Bernard Show, I gave the region 4.5 out of 10 because, of course, there are some very good roads. One of which is the Fumeru, a road that has a very interesting history. Initially awarded to the leader, self-contracted when NDC came to power in 2008 to some local contractors. It was finished eventually in 2015, and that road is in pretty much a very good shape, except for a spot in Adaklu, where we call it a that area, the PMC construction company failed to work on a certain patch in that area, and that area is so bad. Except for that patch, the road from Sebakofe through Mafia, Daklu, all the way to Tagife, Gulofita, to Sume is in pretty much a very good shape. It's not one of the very good roads we have in the region. The other good one is from Ho through to Lume, Clarke, also a border community. That road is also in pretty much a very good condition, except for a few potholes around Shah areas. The road is basically in a very good condition. And that road is one of the critical roads we have, even though it's least spoken about, because it connects the region to a border community. And I mean, as a border region, the border communities matter a lot to our economy. Food sometimes is imported and exported as well through the border, and people buy in vehicles, and that route is shorter to their communities than going through the main border. So we see that there are immigration and customs checkpoints at all those border units, and goods coming. You see cargoes coming in, going, bringing food and some other items in, and sending some others out. So that road is equally very important. Another road I think Godfred spoke about, Accra road. Aflao is a critical town or community in the region because it's a border community, and more so because it's a border community that connects directly to the capital of neighboring Togo, which is Lomé. And so that place passes with a lot of business, every time. And that's why when the lockdown happened and the borders were closed, up to today, people are still complaining that they are losing their livelihood. Their livelihood basically depends on the border. The point is that road means a lot to the region. Import, export, and done through that road. And so, fortunately for us in the region, that road is in pretty much a very good condition, all the way from Accra to the lower Volta Bridge in Sebakofe, all the way to Aflao. It's in pretty good shape.
Okay.
Now, the road from Accra to Jakan, also another border community, is also in a very good condition. That's also one of the very best roads we have. But that's almost what it is, talking about good roads. The other major roads that you expect to be in very good shape, the least said about them, the better. Even the road from Accra to Japan, it's not in the best of shape. It's been packed time and again, and you never have a smooth drive into the Volta region. Another road the Eastern Corridor route. And the value of the Eastern Corridor route is on the value of business that comes from northern Ghana to southern Ghana. And we can all, attest to the fact that food grains, tuberous crops like yam, plantains are also, brought down from up north to central and southern Ghana. And the Eastern Corridor route is the shortest route you can have from the northern side of Ghana to the southern side where the population is even denser. And so it means that a good Eastern Corridor route will mean a lot of food produce coming through the water region. And also it means that all the long coaches that go to all the other parts of the country to the northern region might find it more economical to go through the water region. And all the business values will come with rest stops and what have you. And so the Eastern Corridor route, the reason it keeps coming up, like I was saying, is because it's a road that wields a lot of economic value. And the poor place it remains seen is not a pleasant thing for the people of the region. That's why every now and then you hear demonstrations and agitations about the Eastern Corridor route.
Okay.
Now, the critical point of that road, which is terrible, is the Clever Enclave. The Clever Enclave is a convergence point for food from 4 major areas and where food is also distributed from. And so that area being bad means that food coming from cities cannot reach Clever, where it will be sold or bought. And fish coming from Germany to Clever will not have easy access. People coming from Chokmok, Baku, Botoku might have to cross the water to come to Clever to also patronize their work. May also not be able to do so easily because the road is bad. People from Habbe, Agodomen, who might also want to come to Clever to come and buy stuff, may also not have easy access. And the road, unfortunately, is west at that point. And so that's a part of the Eastern Corridor road that touches the heart of the people the most.
Okay, so let's stay with,
going through Lokwasi towards Scotland, they are being worked on. So that's basically a fair view of the roads in the region.
Okay.
I also mentioned the Diamond Cement Road in Aflau, a road that the people of Aflau who very dear to their heart. It's a road that also connects the border at another point, and it connects to Lomé directly at another point, and it matters a lot to the people of Aflau, and they've also been craving or pleading with the powers that be that road to be worked with.
Okay, so from the picture you're painting, it's pretty a bit of 50 good, 50 not good, depending on which road you're using. But let's go to the Eastern Corridor where you visited some months ago, and it's currently on our screen. And the parts that you were on, pretty terrible shape at the time. From your monitoring, what's the latest with that route?
Well, the latest is that parts of it are being worked on, and it appears that they are targeting areas that have been the most terrible. So areas where trucks have often gotten buried in the mud have been worked on, and they've brought gravel and compressed those areas. And so, unlike in the past, when we have seen trucks getting buried in rainy season like this, such things are absent on the road now. And that's not to say that the entire road is being worked on from Harvest going to Bear to Lokwasi. You see what's going on various spots. And those spots, like I mentioned a bit earlier, are the areas that vehicles have had the toughest challenge in going to the Otu enclave of the region. And now, from Papa going to Africa, and this has also been very bad in the past, has even received some victim coverage as you see. So you see that they've brought quota in some parts of those roads, and so they are a bit more relatively more trouble now. From that time towards KJP, which the Vice President Castor promised too long ago, which was awarded to the Chinese number 5 construction company, is also doing some work. They are basically constructing base along the road, and also working on areas that have been stopped. So you see that they are bringing a lot of gravel, compressing those areas, I think in the bid to achieve some firmness on the road in those areas. And so the Eastern Corridor, especially in the broader part of it, we seem to be receiving some work. The people still say that they wanted the work a bit more expedited. They thought that 2011 until now, 9 years, they think that the road should have seen more work than it has received, but they are so grateful that the work going on.
Okay, so from your region, there are 5 key roads that we know that they are currently under construction per the report that we have. Let's start with the Akachi-Zope Road, which we are told is completed. That's supposed to be 36 kilometers. Is that the case from where you are?
Yes, the Akachi-Zope Road indeed has been completed. It was commissioned somewhere in 2015, late 2015.
Okay.
If my record serves me right. And so yes, that road has.
Okay. Ho Fume Road, phase 2, also completed?
Yes, the Ho Fume Road, like I was mentioning a bit earlier, I mean, the full road is Ho Fume Road. And the history of that road is a bit very interesting. In 2008, the late Alhaji cut short for that road, and the road was initially awarded to Ala Rolida.
Okay.
When the road was, I mean, part of it were subcontracted to some local contractors, one of whom is Wusua, the other is PSC, and the third is Janikov. Now, Wusua was supposed to take from Mali Gate through to Adaku Sikama. Then the PSC was supposed to take from Sikama to Adaku Agunda, and Janikov was going from Agunda to Adaku Sedefu. And in compensating Rolida for taking the tranche of the road I just mentioned from Rolida, they awarded Mafitan Road to Rolida to do. And so Mafitan Road are also in very good condition. Of course, we know Rolida historically has done very, very well with roads, and so Mafitan roads are in very good shape. The only part of that road which is bad as we speak is the Adaku spot that I said allowed the PMC failed to complete for several reasons. They are not sure, but that place is still bad since the road was commissioned in 2015. That spot remains bad. Now, the leader was supposed to focus on the go to Sume, which is a mountainous area, and it's a very interesting road to drive. That road has recorded quite a number of accidents because of how it meanders around the mountain, and its construction has equally been very difficult. Before its construction, it used to be very dusty and witness even more accidents. And so that the reason, according to the NDT at the time, for subcontracting part of the road to other contractors was to ask the leader to focus its expertise on the whole Sume part of the road, and also expedite work on it. And so the Kabla road was completed and it was done, commissioned well ahead of the 2016 election. Okay.
Pando to the Dambai road, phase 3, is supposed to be 70 kilometers. We also told that road has been completed.
Pando to Dambai, well, I understand that the Pando to Dambai stretch, from Pando to somewhere at the Kubi area was constructed before the 2016 election, and then the rest has been taken over by the current government. Unfortunately, parts of it are so bad, even though it's been completed. The areas that were worked on initially have grown some potholes now, and severe ones are that. And so it's not in an entirely good shape, but to say it's been completed, I think it's finished. It's been completed. Except that part of it are going bad.
Okay. And then we have the Havek Pando Road, which we are told is almost done, 97% complete. Is that the situation there?
So I find that a bit intriguing. The Havek Pando Road was worked on somewhere 2015. The information on the ground at the time was that the Honorable Professor Mani, who was the chief of staff at the time, had influenced the working of that road, or the rehabilitation of that, especially because he hailed from Pando and the elections were very close and the hill was state. And so the road was rehabilitated at the time by a First Sky Construction Company. So it's been worked on before the election, the best of my knowledge. Except that you see, part of Harvest falls within the Eastern Corridor route, and part of it just reflects from the Eastern Corridor route to Pando. And so the stretch from the junction to that go through and forth Istanbul is in very good condition. And the issue is what I just narrated, that we understand that it was influenced by the analog of Tanzania at the time, and so it's been rehabilitated since then. The latest work we are setting on this is the Eastern Corridor part of it, and so I'm not sure what new work has been done on it for it to be said that it's 97% completed. I'm not sure how that analysis is done.
Okay, I have to let you go, but before I do that, the reaction from residents in the Volta region around places where the roads have been terrible for like forever, how are they taking this? And are they also singing the refrain we're hearing from across the country about no proper roads, no vote this year?
Indeed. That message has been sounded, or that trial call has been made time and again. They said that they've just been lying. Indeed, I wrote an article not so long ago about it, how when you go out as a journalist, you are often confronted with the question, what are you guys doing about the roads in the Volta region? And you keep writing about it, and you are not seeing any much result. So it's a matter that is very dear to the Bulls heart. You don't hear people often saying that we won't vote because the roads are bad. You hear that clearly, but they often will say that we know how to vote. I mean, depending on how bad they are. So it's not, the message is not clearly an abstinence from the voting process, but rather something that will inform their choice of a candidate.
All right. Thank you very much, Volta Regional Correspondent Benjamin Aklama, giving us a comprehensive report on the nature of roads in the Volta region. Guys, interesting one, don't we have there?
Yeah, there seems to be a lot happening, and since we are talking elections in the larger picture, you would notice that since August, the two leading candidates have been battling it out in the Volta region. Everybody's making promises. For the NDC, for instance, they have made noise about the part of the Eastern Corridor Road that they were able to complete, and said that, look, for all this time that promises have been made, we were able to do this. Now, if you listen to when the president was there recently, for instance, and Aklama made reference that there are parts of the Eastern Corridor, I think the Jasikan part, that has also seen some amount of work. I think that also has related on that track of road as well. So everybody is touting what they can do, and every time they go there, for instance, we've had the NDC candidates say, look, we are the ones who have done the most work in the region when it comes to the road. The people are saying, well, look at the kind of work we have also promised to do, and we are doing. What has not helped, of course, is the weather. For instance, the road that I mentioned that Aklama also reinforced, the Komladumo road, the K2 South one that takes you to Flao, for instance. About a week or so ago, there was a report there by one of the newspapers, and because it had rained, the state of the road had gotten worse. Okay, and if you look at some of the work that is being done as well, it looks like the weather does have an impact on some of the work that is being done there. But significantly, Battleground Volta region will significantly be about roads. I've seen a couple of stories as well where the voters have made the case. But as I said to you on the first day of doing this with you, the push between there's no real significant push for roads and votes in our electoral history. Perhaps over time that might become a wider issue, but for now it is not really one. But everybody is pushing what they can do. And the Eastern Corridor, like we said, because it's important, especially as a link between the South and the North, there is significant pressure to get it done. The money, though, is the issue. And I think Kojo can help. There's one part that is being sponsored by the Sino Hydro. There's the AFD side, and there's a Sino Hydro part. And looking at the Sino Hydro and all the issues there.
Okay, Kojo, before you answer that question, let me take some messages. Let me go to Mana. He says, hi City TV, for some time now, I have refused to travel to Ho from Doje due to the terrible nature of the road. Okay, Alan says, hey, just this past Monday, I went to Uhas and I saw firsthand for myself the bad roads in the Volta region. The road to Uhas is too bad for a public university. This road
just
needs to be
quickly on
fixed.
that one, there's the president cut short for work to be done on the Uhas bypass about 2 or 3 weeks ago. So the Uhas roads are being fixed.
Okay. Hashtag Volta's Diary. Kweku says, the Eastern Corridor roads have been neglected for so long. It has become a manifesto theme song. We just hope something is done about it soon. And then Della from Angloga district near Kecha says, good afternoon to you and your colleagues. My constituency is Angloga district. Nothing is going on there, especially from Agotoi to Blemazado. The road link to the major, Keta Angloga Road, we are suffering too much. We are suffering, especially when it rains. So Agotoi to Blemazado. Okay, the road is terrible there.
Blemazado.
Blemazado, okay. I wonder what it means. Okay, so you can send us a message if you're in the Volta region, hashtag Volta's Diary on Facebook and Twitter, and via WhatsApp on the number on your screen, and then you can tell us how bad or good your road is.
So on the UHAS one, before Kojo comes in, just so that our listener knows
I'm showing you
the UHAS one.
The 3D of the UHAS area behind me.
Okay. So on the UHAS road, it's a 5.2 kilometer road that is called the Sokode Titri bypass.
Okay.
Which will go to a dual carriageway through the entrance of the UHAS main campus and create a runabout. So basically, this is the project, and it's going to take 24 months. 24 months from what we have been told? Yes, from what we have been told, it will take 24 months to complete.
Okay.
So Vivian, as you can see, Sokode Toy, that's Sokode Toy, that's the EP Church and the Christ Foundation Church. That's the road from Sokode to UHAS on the screen. And you see how brown it is. This is just a satellite image to give you an idea of how the place is. And the Vice Chancellor of UHAS have had cause to complain about this particular road different times, that this road needs attention. Now, the first time we went on the Heritage Caravan, and we went to Ho, we drove through Ho to Agotime Petoi. That's about 3-4 years ago. I complained about the road. Now, in March this year, when we went to the place, I complained about the road again. and I feel that Ho being a regional capital, if not for anything, the connection from the eastern region through the Adome Bridge, we should see to it, because a lot of people do travel on that particular stretch. From the Aflao side, through the Joja areas, through Afadengba, all the way up to Agotime, then to Ho, we need to see to it as well. And the Volta regional roads, the main links, I think we need to improve them, because look, I feel that the Volta region is the most scenic place in the whole of Ghana when it comes to tourism.
That's potential. The
potential is big. The potential for tourism is big. And if you look at earners for the country, tourism is one of the top 5 income earners. And we have the capacity to earn more from tourism. Aside tourism, there is the business of rice. We import billions of Ghana cedis worth of rice into the country. We are working on rice. And the funny bit is, rice is from the north, where they are complaining their roads are bad, from Volta, where they are complaining their roads are bad. In Ashanti, we do a bit of rice. If you go to the central region, they do a bit of rice. But the bulk of the rice that we eat in this country is either from the north or the Volta. So when it comes to agric, there's a case to be made for that. Now there is the coffee industry also growing rapidly in the Volta region and the eastern region. Plus so many other things that we could do with the Volta region to drive our GDP growth. So I feel that we need to find a way of dealing with the roads of the Volta region, so that the people in the Volta can also move about easily and do more economic and engage in more economic activities. And if we worked on the Eastern Corridor Road, when I'm going to the north, I only have to drive 271 kilometers from here to Kumasi. Then I'll do about 170 kilometers Kumasi to Techiman. Techiman to Kintampo. Kintampo to the northern region. You remember when you had the problem at the bridge? Is it the Yapi crossing?
Yes.
See the traffic that came up in there, and a lot of people had to use the Eastern Corridor Road to the north. And these things can happen. They can happen anytime. So it's a very, very important road that we need to work on to ensure that transport of goods to and from the north, from down south to the north, and from the north to the south is enabled. And the development of the Volta region is also accelerated. And those of us who want to travel to the Volta for tourism will not be discouraged by the bad nature of their roads.
I remember when we went to, is it Ivli, where the waterfall is?
Yes.
Oh my God, girlfriend.
The road is bad.
By the time you get to the place, you don't even want to see this so-called tourism, you know, place you're going to. And it was so bad, but the waterfall is beautiful and all that. And since then, I've not even, you know, recommended it to anybody to go there. So I think the tourism point you're making is a very good point. But somebody says, Wisdom, he says the Pando to have a road was completed since 2016. So we shouldn't even bother and check it out. but guys, our time is up. We have to end here.
Certainly. But again, just to reiterate what we just said, imagine the advantages of, look at this, the Eastern Corridor at the moment to the north, 5 regions. If it's done, 3 regions. You just need to go through 3 regions
instead of the 5. Okay, somebody says the road matters for Volta region is not good at all. Pando to Toko to Pando road, very, very bad. And then the road from Isukuma to Peki, which is already asphalted, has developed mud holes causing serious accidents.
Yeah, last I used it, I saw some young men on it using concrete to fill the asphalt potholes. And that's also, that part has been done, but maintenance should also be a key component of whatever we are doing there, so that we do not allow those manholes to develop into bigger craters to put us into a bit of trouble with that road again.
Okay. Tomorrow, guys, we're going to the Bono region. We're looking at what is happening in that region.
Kojo is going home.
Kojo, tomorrow.
Right now it's confusing because it is Bono Ahafo and Bono is.
Kojo is confused, but he's going home.
Tomorrow we are going home. And then we've done this thing already where you're from. And then we'll end the whole thing with my region.
Okay.
You want to give me a new region. But guys,
you are moving Labadi Jackson
to Kumreka. But guys, thank you so much.
Always
You've been great as
Vivian.
always. Godfred Wafu, he heads our current affairs Dex here at City FM and City TV, and Kojo Boateng is also head of new media here at City FM and City TV. My name is Vivian Kai Lokko. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you again tomorrow. Goodbye.